sir. Geeks all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Cuz We Geeks. We encourage you to stay geeks, man. Listen, I guess everything getting Retcon today, man. It's your boy Real. Got my cuz Will. Got BA in the building. And shout out to Big J, man. He out here doing that choreographed opening scene in PeaceMaker. Listen, man. If you guys are new to the channel, if you're into geek content, do us a huge favor, man. Hit that subscribe button. Join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning if we get our geek on, man. Also, too, you guys could do us a huge favor. Hit that, follow us on Cuz We Geek Clips, where we post all the condensed versions of the show on that channel. Also, all right, fellas, let's get to it, man. We got a lot to get into. So let's start it off like this, man. Let's get into the main topic. But before we do that, listen, we about to talk about something from PeaceMaker, Season 2, Episode 1. Last scene, no, not last scene. Probably opening scene. I would say opening scene, and it's part of a recap of last season. So there are some things that changed in that show that we're going to talk about. So I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If you have not seen it, spoilers. We just want to talk about this one episode, okay? Then after that, we're going to talk about the whole entire season after it finishes, all right? So you've been warned. Here we go. And now. So check this out. James Gunn has officially retconned the ending of PeaceMaker Season 1. So this is what he's talking about right here, fellas. If you've seen the first episode of Season 1, they have an opening scene where they kind of give you a recap of what happened from the last season, but there were a few things that were retconned. One of the main things that was retconned is this right here. A lot of people are talking about. So if you saw the first season of PeaceMaker, you saw that they had the Justice League in the first season. But here in the second season, they retconned it to the Justice Gang with Superman and Supergirl. So let's get to it, fellas. Cuz, what's on you? I wish they'd have kept it like the first season mind out here, man.
Nah, I'm glad that they updated it. It moves it into the DCU. It's pretty creative to take the time to do that. We can't even call it the Justice League because there's one particular person that's missing. So it's just a justice group at the top. But for the but because of them changing it up and moving it to the DCU, I do like it. It helps to the whole process of moving PeaceMaker from the DCEU into the DCU. So this was by far one of the easier and smart ways, and just that attention to details that Gunn likes to do. I enjoyed it. What you got, Big J? He's saying a lot, but can't hear you.
You love that.
Sounds important, though.
That was profound, brother.
Yeah,
it was, man. Look,
I agree with him.
I explained world peace just then, but basically, no. James Gunn made a comment a while back. He said that anything that they reference from prior to PeaceMaker and Superman in PeaceMaker Season 2 then becomes canon. So he said that's how they address it. So by doing that recap and doing the changes there, he said that's what made it canon, so that they didn't have to worry about, oh no, what we're gonna do and how we explain it. So he said going forward, that's just what it is. So if they say anything mentioned in the past in this show, that's automatically canon to the DCU going forward. So, and then I saw they changed two things. Basically, they changed this, and then they changed the when Adebayo was talking to her mama on the phone. Yeah. And they basically, I think they used the same shot. She just turned her head when she said, or they cut away when she said gang versus league. So,
oh, and then John said, instead of who was it? Instead of Aquaman, he said Green Lantern.
Green Lantern,
yeah. So those are three right there. Which thing, BA?
This James Gunn guy, right? Like, it's getting to the point where, he just has, pause in advance. He just has the fortitude to do certain things. He just said, F it, this is what we're going to do. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to try to do this and go extra crazy and nothing like that. One scene and two ad-libs differently. Boom. We here now. Everything's connected. We good. We're gonna keep it moving. So that's just a credit to him and what he's able to get away with and what he's able to do. The power that he has. Sometimes you just gotta show your power and call it a day. I don't necessarily particularly like the Supergirl part of it, though. I think they could have left her out because we're still trying to figure out what's going on with her. And if she a part of the group, is like she didn't necessarily have no interactions with anybody other than Superman. So I didn't necessarily particularly like that part of it, but it does give a reason. So when PeaceMaker was doing what he was doing, well, I guess they was doing what they was doing to Superman, so they couldn't necessarily come to help him out in a sense, right? So it gives some type of explanation for that as well. So, job well done, Kevin Feige. Take a note. Take some notes, man. Just edit some stuff and call it a day. Keep moving. You ain't got to go through an elaborate scheme to try to fix something. Just mark it off in one scene and keep it going. That's all you got to do. So shout out to James Gunn for setting the bar. I guess in a sense that low, right? Just change the scene and keep it moving.
So to piggyback what you just said, BA, he said that this actually happened before the scene, the events of Superman happened.
Before, so they still unaccounted for when they was going on there. So we got to see where the hell were they at then? So that has to be answered now, I guess.
That's why Metamorpho wasn't there though, because remember Metamorpho joined the game in Superman, so that's
after.
Why. Yeah, and so this is before Millie Alcock was flying around getting drunk.
Is it though?
That's what
you're right. Yeah, no, you're right because she was 21 yet. You're right. But yeah, that's what she was saying. He said, I should say. This is a trip, man. Like I told you, I listened to John Campion. I remember folks kept writing into the show and was asking, like, man, how they gonna do this? Because from the trailers, it made it seem like he went into another universe, and that's how they retconned everything. But for them to do that, like right off the jump, which he kept saying that, like, yo, we got a creative way of doing it. Don't worry about it and all that stuff. He kept saying that. Now we have to see what he was talking about. Because it was funny because when you get ready to watch the first episode, it said previously in the DCU. So you thinking like, okay. So I wonder how this gonna go down or whatever. Pause. But then all of a sudden you saw when they started showing the old clips from the first season, and then like you said, they had those 3 different retcons in there, and it just okay. We good. We caught up now. There are. So I was watching. I think Screen Crush or somebody was explaining this. So now they're gonna have to kind of go back and not retcon so much, but you're gonna have to start picking certain things out of the other movies, like Suicide Squad, right? Or was that the Suicide Squad? That was supposed to be part of the DCU, but a lot of liberties came in that is in the DCU. So that's one thing they're gonna have to well, people gonna have to kind of like pick through and say, okay, that's canon, that's not canon, this canon, that's not canon. The other thing was we already did Peacemaker season 1. It was the Suicide Squad. It was one more show I'm missing.
Oh, you talking about the Creature Commandos?
Yes. No. Creature Commandos it's already canon. It was 4 of them.
He addressed the hair with Frank Grillo too. Remember, because the hair in Creature Commandos was gray, and on the podcast he was saying that because people yelling at him about why is his hair black, and he said he'd do another show, so he couldn't do the gray hair. So that's why, and he couldn't do it because he said he's gonna make his hair basically look like James Gunn's hair, but just taller. And he said the people was like, no, it's it. So they're like, yeah, we don't care.
He was doing like Closer King or something like that, I think, at the time. What was something else? What other show? Was Suicide Squad? Well, I guess that was one. It was Peacemaker and then Suicide Squad. Those were the 2, plus the Creature Commandos and then Peacemaker season 2. So you got to kind of go through those some and kind of retcon a little bit of the stuff or whatever. But yeah, like I said, man, it's not bad, man, not bad. So now that they got that out the way, they can kind of get with the story now, and everybody can kind of focus on the story. I know a lot of people are like, man, how are they gonna do this and do that? Like, bro, he already answered it in that little opening montage. We good. Let's just go ahead and get the story started. But get y'all opinion, man. So far, scale of Kaioken, a scale 1 to 10, man. What y'all think so far of episode 1? What you think? Good.
I give it 8.5. I like how it ended. It's going to be very interesting the way that the episode ended, and being able to see what he's going to end up doing. If you know what I'm talking about, it's a good setup to how they're going to have moving forward, and it also makes me intrigued of how, because it said that didn't they say that Superman would have a role in here as well? Like or no?
No, we don't know.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to remember. So it's going to be interesting just because of now he'll be able to bounce around. So, but yeah, I give it 8.5.
What you think, BA?
It's very profound. He can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear
Yeah.
you.
You know, and that's how that happened, right? We solved that issue. You know what I'm saying? That ends world hunger all in itself. So this, but if you want to talk about this is definitely much lower than world hunger. But we could talk about this. It's no problem. So this was actually, it was pretty good intro to a whole new season, right? With a twist. It was definitely a group effort. You know, it was a climatic type of situation when it came to this particular episode, and the ending was great. You know, you can definitely go different ways with that. John Cena did a great job of putting him. You can put yourself into his I guess viewpoint and what he was saying with his father and his brother, so on and so forth. And that's traumatic for anybody, especially in this make believe world. But it's easy to tap into that type of mindset. So I'm interested in seeing where they're going with that, and just deal with the person himself and how he deals with that. And it gave me more, depending on how he handles this issue with when it comes to his brother and his father. I'm going to be looking towards certain emotional strings when it comes to Supergirl and how James Gunn flushes out Supergirl, because he should tag on to certain emotional strings as well with her parents and so on and so forth. So it's like a barometer for that. And based on what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, especially with Rocket Raccoon, he has a way of getting deep issues through his work, and that's pretty good. Not everyone can do that. So shout out to James Gunn for that. So like I said, and shout out to the boys for definitely putting certain things on TV, whereas though I have no idea where James Gunn can go further based off what we saw in episode 1. But to give me a score, I'm gonna go a strong 7. It should be closer to a 10, but it was too many pause moments that I had to take off a point every time. So if it did not have certain pause situations, it would have been a straight 9 off top. So there you go.
Right. Yeah, a lot of pauses. What's the name?
I saw what you did there with the big group and the coming together thing, but I gave it about 8. I think it's off to a strong start. I unlike y'all, I wasn't bothered by the dance thing in the first one as much because I thought it was funny, but this one seemed forced when they tried to do it again, and It was not as good as the original. But hey. So I did give it a knock on that one. Like I said, it seems like it's going to be a bigger show because there's way more characters as we saw in that intro. So we're going to see how they bring it together. I did also hear that they only released the first 5 episodes to reviewers because they said that the last 3 episodes, they said it's too many. They said it's too many spoilers. Too many spoilers. They said too many mind-blowing things. They don't want nothing leaking out. So they said that's why they had to cut it, and too many cameos. So I'm like, so it's going to be some good stuff apparently. So we're gonna see.
Well, I guess I don't know if y'all remember. So did y'all wait until the end and they showed like what's going to be happening throughout the season or whatever at the end of the movie? Did y'all hear that one part when who was it? Somebody was saying like, oh, it was Rick Flag was like, yeah, we got to go to Belle Reve or whatever. We got to get some somebody there that can help us. I think it's going to be Lex. Because they're dealing with the quantum fold and all that stuff, and he's Rick Flag's fear of that happening again, like it happened in Metropolis or whatever. Yeah. I think that's who the cameo gonna be. I think that's who it's gonna be.
Hold on, did we also not acknowledge? Remember, somebody was worried about the bunny in that, but we saw her already. Who was at the tryout?
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be shown again.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that was it. I think that was just a one hit joke.
Yeah. because somebody was like, "Well, it's official. We finally had Batman's one of his rogue gallery in the DCU." And I'm like, White Rabbit is like way. I put Condiment King over White Rabbit, bro. No,
Wow.
no, I disrespectful. I'm sorry. Got no folk gonna be killing us in the conversation. But no, but yeah, I was thinking about that when I heard that clip. I told my wife, I said, yeah, it's gonna be Lex. He said, Bell Reed, we got somebody in Bell Reed that can help us. They're dealing with the quantum stuff. It's gonna end up being Lex. That's gonna be one of the big cameos for like season like 6 or something episode 6 or down or whatever. So, but yeah, man, let's go ahead and get to the rest of these quick hits, fellas. No cussing involved, fellas. Check this out. James Gunn says a secret DCU series will start filming soon, y'all. Now I'm asking y'all this because I know Big J, you probably heard more rumors than us. Have you heard any rumors of a show coming out that we don't know about?
Only thing I'm thinking it could be, because I saw that, I'm thinking it's probably Waller, like we talked about. I think that's the one that's probably closest to being. Because I don't think anything else is on board. I mean, like, see, we know the Authority got pushed back.
But he said it's just saying a secret series. I think it's probably we didn't even know was coming out. Like, any of y'all heard anything? No,
because I remember
seen this. I was like, what?
Well, the weird thing is, if he's sticking to the gods and monsters thing, like I said, I heard there was something about they thought about doing like a new gods and apocalypse thing, but I heard about that about 2 days ago.
Show. I hope that's not a show. I hope that's a movie.
But how you gonna see? That's the thing. That's gonna be too much backstory to tell. See, some of that, like, I think you have to do a movie to tell the backstory. I mean, a show to tell the backstory, because it's a lot to cram in. You know, when you're trying to do all that in just a show, just all that history. If you try to introduce it.
You saw what what's the name just did yesterday? James Gunn and PeaceMaker. Real quick in the beginning, say, hey man, a long time ago, this planet would have formed, and then it split into 2. One was New Genesis, one was Apocalypse. One's ruled by a High Father, one's ruled by Darkseid. Blah 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 blah. That take you 5 minutes.
But you know what though?
Get on with the movie.
What does every good movie director say? They said, you show, don't tell. They said,
wait, no, you can show it. I'm not saying talk about it, just show it. You can show it. Like zooming in on the planet and it's showing it, splitting into 2, and it forming New Genesis and Apocalypse. And then just go from there. Talk about it or whatever. Show the war that's been going on for God knows how long or whatever.
Do I need to get my ice cube glasses out here to start reacting?
My son. But no, so no, is there a project y'all want to see?
I mean, it's a lot that you want to see, but maybe it's that henchman thing that they was talking about that really was like underneath the radar, that no one was really like putting out there, or no award show or no type of presentation show, but it was some low key talking about the henchman movie. So maybe that actually picked up some ground based off of who was writing it and things like that. But yeah, so if there's anything that's not Dynamic Duo, then I'm like, it's all good. I'll give it a shot. But James Gunn got some things, man. He got some things up his sleeve that, I guess we're willing to wait for. So if it's something crazy that we literally did not, we talk about damn near every rumor that hits the internet. If it's something that's not that, then he really has some things underneath his sleeve that we just have no idea about.
Facts. Because I was, like I said, I'm sitting there when I saw this, I was like, what could it be? And I know Big J be hearing all that stuff. So I was like, Big J heard something that we ain't heard, because he talking about a secret DCU series. I'm like, what's secret? I thought we didn't heard everything, So, or all the ideas that folks were throwing out, the Daniel RPKs of the world and the Cosmic Circuses of the world. Like, I thought maybe they had said something. Like, I thought they said everything or whatever. So, I mean, I don't know. He said it's filming soon, so we're gonna probably hear something pretty soon. But you think you got any ideas, cuz?
Mr. Terrific. I mean, it's who's hot right now. They just signed into a longer contract, appearance contract. That's the only thing I could think of. You already know the style that you would want, so especially if it's Gunn that wrote the series. Like we've talked about, it doesn't take him long to write his stuff. So from the time that the movie released, Mr. Terrific got the hype. It's been close to 50 days now. It has been a run, so that's plenty of time for Gunn to have at least a season 1 set up for Mr. Terrific.
You know what? Because you win. That's what I think it might be. Might be Mr. Terrific. Like you said, folks been wanting to see Mr. Terrific again on the screen. We didn't see him in for now. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see him so far in season 1 of season 2 of Peacemaker. So that might actually be it. Maybe that's why he wasn't in there. Maybe like, yeah, we're getting you ready for your own show. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, so that's a secret thing I could think of.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got next, fellas. Check this out. So James Gunn says the DCU will focus on individual stories and not large events. Let's see if we can show the folks this. Says in an interview with Interview Magazine, James Gunn says the DCU will focus on individual stories rather than a larger event like the MCU does. It really is a lot more to me what the Game of Thrones world is like or Star Wars is like, because they're building a universe and then picking out little pieces of it and telling individual stories from that universe. Amen, James Gunn. I've been saying that about Star Wars. What you think about this one, BA?
So I just disagree with them. I don't think that's true. I think maybe a collection of short stories can lead into one larger story, especially if there's any type of connecting dots. And what is this idea of a larger story? Are we talking about like a 10-year story, similar to
Kind of like
Marvel?
like Marvel, yeah.
Okay, well, if he has Superman's the saga, should be multiple movies in a sense. Is that not like a long? That might not be 10 years, but it might be 6. That's long enough. So it's I don't know. I don't. I gotta really define what he's making out. So is the benchmark for a long story 10 years, or anything under 10 years is considered short? I don't know, but just from the looks of it, any type of storytelling, any type of trilogy is a saga in a sense, and those are at least 5 to 6 years by itself. So, no, I just disagree. I think he's just playing with words, to be honest with you. I think he means what he says, but he's also playing with words at the same time.
Which name, BJ?
So I think it's two different things. I think one, he's saying that because he said before that he has an overarching plan because he laid it out already to the DC heads, I mean to the Warner Bros. Heads. But he's saying that, like he's also said that he's only going to focus on the shows that are ready and the movies that are ready at that time. So he's not trying to put together huge things. And in his mind, having a crossover story like we just saw Superman, where you had all kind of characters in it doesn't have to be a huge Avengers level team up where you have to build up for 7 years to tell one story. He's saying that Batman might show up in a Supergirl movie or whatever. Just however it happens because they're all in the same world, not where you have to build up to this monumental event. So he's trying to make it, I guess, more organic than we have to do this, and this has to build on this so that we could force these people all together in the same time.
Yeah, like it's got to link up to that so it can lead to whatever happened at the end.
Because he said he don't want to get trapped with like some of the stuff that Marvel has been trapped with, where they've thrown out so many Easter eggs and strands that they leave out there so that they could link it to something later on and they forget about or they don't get back around to it. So he's saying, hey, look, if I show up in the movie and Batman is in the Creature Commandos, cool. If Batman shows up in when I do the Amanda Waller story, because he could be coming around the corner, she's right there, or they go out to dinner like they did in the first. That's the kind of stuff I think he's saying is it doesn't have to be this monumental thing for it all to be connected.
Which thing could?
I think I like it. Just the fact of, especially when you think of like a Game of Thrones, having a entire universe of it and just telling specific stories. But what has me wonder when he says like the individual stories, is it the individual characters arc, or would it be just like a individual grouping? Kind of like this is the time frame of the Justice League, so we're going to tell this particular story of it, or Justice Group, stuff like that. So I like the idea of just individual stories instead of just your massive Infinity Saga. But I would rather it be great stories that end up leading to something else. I still want it to lead to something, but I do like the idea of the individual stories.
I mean, I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at that idea. Like I said, it's something different because you don't want to keep copying off of Marvel. We've seen other studios do that and it failed miserably. So I'm not mad at that. Kind of do your own thing. If he has an idea, I mean, like I said, James Gunn batting 3-0 right now. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at any idea he has. As far as like the saga with the Superman saga, BA, like you were saying, I kind of equated to like, you know, there being like technically 4 Captain America movies, right? Like that's all Captain America's story within that huge saga that they had, the overall saga. That's how I take it, is that it's not Superman's story, it's not the overarching story of the whole entire DCU. It's just his own personal story, like how Captain America was. Because for me, man, look, I've been complaining about how Star Wars has been ran multiple times. So for him to kind of take that idea, and if he can run it a whole lot better than what Star Wars been doing, I'm down for it, man. So if for him to, I think eventually we're going to get pieces of the Justice League from the individual stories, and then they're going to have their own story separate from whatever everything else is going on from the DCU or whatever. Like, I don't think it's going to be to where like, hey, whatever is happening right now in PeaceMaker is going to affect what happens in the Justice League, it being an overarching story or whatever. Like, there's not an overarching story. It's just like they're all individual good stories. But like BJ said, we all know it's part of the DCU. Like that character that was in that movie can hop in this movie anytime or whatever, right? So they're all like linked that way or whatever. So yeah, I'm not mad at it, man. If like I said, James Gunn, he's earned our trust. So if he got an idea for it, like I think what BJ was saying, I'm not mad at that either. The fact that, you know, he's not focused on movies that can be, he's focused on the movies that are in development and they have scripts for and they have plans for right now. You know what I'm saying? So which is why you hear him with a lot of time when they ask him about certain movies like Swamp Thing or whatever. He's like, yeah, we'll get to that. You know, it's gonna happen. We'll get to that. And right now he's focusing on the stuff that he can focus on right now. So yeah, that's fine. And like I said, it doesn't like bog him down or whatever, or have, like you said, he has to connect this to that. That's how you start getting in trouble, man, when you start forcing stuff out there just to have it connect. So just have your individual movies or whatever, your individual stories, and then just go from there. So I'm cool with it. All right, let's see what we got next, y'all. So James Gunn teases Superman's saga will be 4 movies long. I'm trying to be like Captain America. Says in an interview with Nick Val, he says James Gunn hints at Superman saga could span 4 movies. Quote, I am like thinking, what is a long-term story I'm telling here? What is the story that I'm going to tell about Superman over 4 movies? All right, what you think about this, Big J?
I just kind of wonder where he's going to end up. Is this Superman going to end up like with a Superboy at some point? You know what I mean? That would be interesting. That's something we hadn't really seen before besides the Superman Return thing. But, you know.
So you saying him and Lois going to get married?
It'd be different. Something we really haven't seen in
on the
movie.
big screen,
yeah, big screen. So I think that'd be a way to take it. You know, as his story develops, as all his stuff, you know, had him continue the relationship, and then that could be a cool thing. And then you have, and that way it makes it more organic. When you have a younger actor, you can turn that mantle over to. That could be Superboy that goes forward, you know. And then
I'm trying to turn mantles over, B.
I know, we can't do that.
Recast that man. No, go ahead, man.
We're gonna gender swap and race swap him, and then they're gonna blow up the internet.
It's gonna feel like an EMP just landed in the United States, man. Everything gonna shut down.
Yeah, they're gonna burn it. They're gonna burn it all to the ground. Yeah, it'd be hilarious. But yeah, I think that I can see him doing something like that. Like I said, tell an overarching story. Because like I said, we know the next one's supposed to be the Super Family, and then bring it to, like I said, with him having like a personal challenge, and then end the last one with him being the father or something, and trying to show him dealing with that stuff. So we're already gonna have Batman as a father. We already heard that, so we already know we're gonna have a Batman. So it could be interesting to tell that story that way.
So what if like the overarching bad guy for this saga was like Brainiac or something? Could y'all see that for like 4 movies, or you think they'll change different bad guy depending on what's going on?
I think there'll probably be 2. You know, so I think, like I said, I'm sure Lex will make a reappearance.
Yeah, well, yeah, Lex, yeah.
But I think, and Lex maybe end up being a minor character because Lex really is not. I mean, he's intellectually there and he could challenge, but yeah, there's no one on power scale, and that's what I said. You might see Superman versus people we hadn't seen before. Like maybe Superman will end up fighting Lobo at some point, or somebody that, like I said, we hadn't expected, just to bring it in and make it interesting. Have Bizarro come back because we set him up going to that. You know,
I can see that.
So there's all kinds of stuff he could do with that.
Mm-hmm. What you think, Cuz?
Yeah, I think it's good that they going forward, and I'm with Big Day. I'm very curious of how they're going to end up tying it off. It does make sense for them to end it with a Superboy with Superman being a father, and it would be dope to obviously have the Damian and Superboy doing stuff together, having a movie or a TV show together as well.
You're gonna be older though.
Yeah, they'll be older, but still it'd be fun to watch. But
I'm
yeah,
talking about Damian be older than Superboy because
yeah.
Damian's around right now. Superboy's not.
That's true. But yeah, it'd be very curious to see how they go. But yeah, actually having 4 Superman movies that are with the same Superman, but under the same cinematic universe and everything is going to be exciting. Just because it's such a wide range of stories that they can tell. Don't have to do the Lex every time now that they're going to have additional movies. Or the General Zod. You can actually having 4 movies mean you can bring on other stories and other characters as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
What you got, BA?
If he has these 4 movies and it's one big bad throughout the entire thing, and the movies take 8 years to come out, is that not the same goddamn thing as the Avengers, but without, you know what I'm saying, without all the other individual stuff? Like, if you have a bad, let's say it's Brainiac, whatever, like that carries this art, then what are you going to do when you want to introduce Darkseid? What are you just going to have them form together and in 1 or 2 movies get it done? No, you need to build on certain things throughout this whole entire time. So I just want to go back to the other one. I just think he's full of crap. I think he's doing it now. It's just he don't want us to see it. So we're not saying, oh, this could be this for that. We're not doing none of that stuff. We're not doing what we normally do. We're not nitpicking and trying to find Easter eggs. We're just letting things come organically, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be like, yo, when this movie come out, you're gonna notice certain things from other movies. Oh, so you basically did it the whole time. So I don't believe him. I just wanted to say that. But yeah, with this one, like you said, it's gonna be a nice little arc. It depends. It's funny because it's Superman, so is he gonna be somebody gotta die? And I keep telling you this, like somebody gotta die when it comes to these arcs, man. You can't have 4 movies and everybody just come out okay. No, somebody gotta go. It might be Superman because there's been plenty of different alterations where as though Superman doesn't make it and he finds a way to come back or something like that. So let's go with that. So somebody gotta die, and I'll be hard pressed to find out who it is, but that's what I'm looking forward to. Somebody who's going to be the one to go. They're not going to have a Quicksilver in this thing. Somebody's got to go.
BA, can we put that as your name tag? Like somebody got to die under your name.
Now I feel say that. Now BA, hold on. Now didn't Lex kill the guy in the first one?
Who?
No, but he's talking about like a main character.
Oh, you talking about the taxi cab driver dude?
Yeah. He helped.
I thought he had a bodega or something. See, why you?
Yeah, he had a food cart.
That don't count.
That don't count as a death. That's the one death right there, man.
No, not at all. Not at all. Superman couldn't save him, but he saved the squirrel. Just keep in mind his standards. Keep in mind that. That's just all I'm saying.
Listen, yeah, no, I'm not mad at it, man. Now, what I think is going to end up happening, they're going to probably introduce us to like Steel and all that stuff. We might get Steel here in this, and I'm hoping maybe they'll bring Shaq back for a cameo, Big J.
If they bring Shaq back for a cameo, I guarantee you, he will be the one to die. I guarantee you.
You know what though? You remember when he did those promos on TNT for the Superman movie? Shaq. I said I could actually see him being in like a little cameo if they did do like a still well not a movie, but he was in one of the movies or whatever. I could see him doing a little cameo or something.
Wait
like
a
that,
minute.
man.
I just thought about something. What if they get Dwayne The Rock Johnson to come into the DCU as a bad guy? I'm telling you, I think that the
Hold on.
balance of
You
power
think-
in the DCU would be about to change.
I about to say, you think they gonna let him anywhere close to DCU after what James Gunn said?
I don't
bro?
think he'll be anywhere near anything after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say James Gunn was shots fired for real.
Has he made a movie since then, really? Since Black Adam, has he actually made a movie?
No.
Moana is about to come out.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
that was
wait Moana 2?
Moana 2, but I'm saying that was already.
You talking about like live action or whatever?
Yeah.
No.
Did that come out before or after Jumanji 2?
Oh, that might have came.
The last
out.
Jumanji was 2019.
Damn, that was 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that was right before Black Adam. And Black Adam came out during COVID, right?
Yes. Oh, after COVID, like
2022.
Yep.
Black Adam was 2022. So I don't think he made nothing since.
So yeah, 3 years. 3 years. Well, didn't he do a Netflix? No, he did. He did that. Well, he was like
he got a wrestling movie coming out.
That don't count.
Yeah.
Wrestling movie.
What the? Didn't he do something like he was with Red One? Remember Red One?
That movie made $32.
It did.
He wasn't.
You're right.
He wasn't Red One, and he did a Christmas movie with Captain America.
That was Red One.
Yeah,
that's Red One.
That's Red One.
That was Red One. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you thinking the Red Notice?
I was thinking about Red Notice, and Red One. I think both of them came out after Black Adam. So he's been in some stuff.
Yeah. Not theater wise, but yeah.
And I don't tell you, so I discredit the Rock like that.
Hold on, didn't Red One in theater for like 2 seconds, and then he moved it to streaming.
So yeah,
the damn show was in theaters for like a month or so.
He went back to Fast X. So since that's happened, since Black Adam, he's had Fast X, which he had to go back to something successful.
Technically, he was like in there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, then Red One, and then Moana 2, and then now he got the Smashing Machine. That's it. So yeah, I don't think this seems to be a precipitous fall off in his movie, because before that he had 2 to 3 movies coming out per year.
Yeah,
because he had Jungle Cruise, Free Guy, and Red Notice all came out the same year. Before that, Jumanji, Fast and Furious, and then he had Rampage, then Jumanji, Fate and Furious. He was 2 to 3 movies a year, and then all of a sudden we see him doing half a movie a year going forward because
he said half a movie. That's X right there. That's Fast X. That was a half movie right there. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got next, man. Got some Spider-Man news. That's why I got the shirt on today. Shout out to Big J. Bars. Listen. Severance star Tramiel Tillman has been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is according to Variety, so this is confirmed, fellas. Tramiel has been cast in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Details on Tillman's character in the web-slinging adventure remains under wraps, but he'll join Tom Holland, Zendaya, Mark Ruffalo, and John Bernthal. Well, fellas, who do you think this guy gonna be in the movie? Cuz
I have no idea. He's a great actor, and he was great in Severance and the Mission Impossible movie.
He was in Mission Impossible because of Severance.
Yeah. I have no idea what he could be playing. And for them to keep it under wraps, it has to be something major then. I have no idea.
Who you think, BA? I got
Luke Cage. I'm lying. I don't know.
Boy, you better have BJ turned up, man. Don't do that.
Unless they swap with somebody, they pretty much, they got if it's gonna be centered around the Daily Bugle, they already got people for that. Ground level. He might be a villain. I'm trying to figure out like what we don't even know what's going on in the movie 100%. So I guarantee he ain't gonna be no bodega owner because I'm about tired of saying people of color just tagged in for that.
Man, it's messed up.
Yeah, so, they always do that. Just like let's make it a black person, let's make it an Asian or somebody. Let's just keep it going with that. So it's not gonna be that. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what it could be. But yeah, I have no idea. Based off his acting pedigree, it probably is going to be someone of significance, but we just don't know right now.
Who you got, BJ? I know you got some names.
I was thinking Tombstone.
That's what I was thinking.
I've been hearing that around, so because we know Tombstone's supposed to be in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that may be the way they go. I mean, we already know they've been talking to people about Mr. Negative, but Mr. Negative is an Asian character, so I don't think he could play that. I don't think. Once again, I think if they try to flip and make him Mr. Negative, that folks would revolt.
They're gonna burn down. Yep.
So even though you're going from one minority to another, they'd be like, "No, can't be."
Not that minority.
Stay in your lane.
Wow, not that minority. Wow, there's levels to this. But I think he'd be probably Tombstone. Something like that. I think he'll be a good character. So we'll see. Or I also heard possibly like because remember they had what's the dude's name? Coleman Domingo. He did the voice acting for.
You talking about Norman Osborn?
Norman. Yeah, maybe a Norman Osborn type. They once again he could be a Norman Osborn.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting because we've established there could be a black Norman Osborn now because Norman got waves. So I mean, come on now. Yeah. We ain't never seen a white man with orange waves. So let's go and make him black like he need to be.
Yeah, I think it's either gonna be Tombstone or a name that I haven't said yet, man. I know nobody thought about this. I was thinking of Robbie Robertson, who works for the Daily Bugle. The guy who's kind of like second in command under J. Jonah Jameson. He's a guy who's been kind of like champion for Spider-Man for years. Like when J. Jonah Jameson was out there trying to smear his name and stuff, man. And he was the one like, nah, man. He actually saved people's lives and all that stuff. So I could see him being like a Robbie Robertson or something like that, because he's an important character in the Spider-Man lore, or like you said, Tombstone. That's kind of who I was thinking too, like maybe like a Tombstone or something, because we know Tombstone black. So there you go.
But the question is, since we already got, I mean, I was gonna say the only problem with him being associated with Daily Bugle, since the Daily Bugle's been established to be an Alex Jones type online conspiracy type website. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that I think it'd be diminished unless all of a sudden they grow up and become an actual legitimate media empire. Like I said, he just seemed like a weird dude recording at his house. You know what I'm saying?
So, hold on. So who you gonna work for then?
Who?
Peter.
I don't know.
I mean, that's part of his makeup, man. He's a photographer. So yeah. I don't know.
Well,
so he did knock down my Robbie Robertson theory. Okay.
Now, seeing how the media layout is nowadays, it just makes sense to it can still be a fringe little thing. They get plenty of play nowadays.
But do they even have photographers, or is it all just people with their cell phones that just upload videos? I mean, like TMZ is just dudes on their cell phones walking around for the most part, catching folks.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, but that's what he could end up being. He could end up just the guy that can always catch Spider-Man.
So this just turned into the most interesting movie in the world.
Yeah.
So all right, check this out, fellas. Speaking of Spider-Man, so the Marvel Studio has 4. No Michael Finley. Plan for 4 villains planned for the Tom Holland's next Spider-Man trilogy. So of course we got Kingpin, they got Prowler, Venom, and Hammerhead. What you think about this one, BA? Is it feeling like Spider-Man animated series all over again?
Marvel Studios have plans for 4. That's just the next step, right? So if you got the original trilogy out the way, if you want to do another trilogy based off of Spider-Man, then he has to go. He got plethora of villains to go through. So why not actually have a Venom if you can get Venom? Why not have him do the Kingpin, and Prowler and all that? So Prowler can introduce Miles Morales the right way. So this is the way you want to do. This is like the heavy hitters. a little bit. We still waiting on Norman Osborn. So if Big J is right, and I hope that he's right, and the guys playing Norman Osborn, because we kind of need a Norman Osborn in this thing to kind of keep this thing rolling. But to knock out these individual guys along the way, maybe team up with Venom some kind of way, because Venom, especially based off the movies, he's definitely plays a more anti-hero role. That's kind of what you want to see. So, just Spider-Man has great villains, just like Batman. Some characters just have great villains, and we want to hear those stories too. We just don't want to hear those stories without the person that they're supposed to be going to fight with. That's the key. That's the elephant in the room. That's the aha thing that some people tend to forget about. So I don't think Marvel's going to forget about that. So yeah, this is excellent. I think this is where you want to be, especially any way that we can get Miles Morales into the main MCU some kind of way is great. And this means at the end of all this,
somebody's gonna die.
Somebody gotta die, and it's probably gonna have to be Tom Holland. It's probably gonna have to be Spider-Man. He gonna have to go. He gonna have to go. Job well done, sir. Job well done.
What you got, Big Shake?
So you said that's the Rhino in the room, is what I heard. But beyond that, I think if anybody's gonna die, it'd be Prowler. Probably because don't we need Uncle to die?
Well, no, he can't die yet.
Well, I'm saying
he could die for Miles Morales. It's gonna be him. He's gonna be dying.
Yeah, he could die. Kingpin kill him or something. That'd be cool. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think it'd be good. I mean, like I said, we have to expand beyond the same villains all the time. I always said that for these characters. If we haven't seen Prowler really fleshed out on the movies, I don't know about Hammerhead, but like I said, we need to get good, compelling villains that make somebody want to watch. So I think if we do that, we'll be okay.
So I wonder how they gonna introduce Hammerhead though, because ain't Hammerhead like the right hand man of no, he's against Kingpin, right? He's his own like mob boss. See, I wonder how they would do that. But what you got, cuz?
I like it. Yeah, Spider-Man has all these villains that need us to be on the screen, and this is a great way of doing it. I could see the Prowler being in the last part of the trilogy because that would lead into Miles Morales. Yeah, this is exciting. Instead of going from your constant this is just growing the villains and growing the size of Spider-Man and keeping it him as a neighborhood Spider-Man as well, which we've been begging for as well. And with these cast of villains, it allows for that to happen because they're New York villains outside of Venom. So this is what's going to be exciting, and finally getting to the Spider-Man that we've been wanting, and with him being part of the MCU, makes it that much better as well. So we're finally seeing the fruits of watching all these movies.
Yeah, I think like I said before, I think they did that on purpose when they left that little bitty dot from Venom here in the MCU. They opened the door for them to introduce Venom in the MCU, which I told y'all before. I heard that rumor was going around that they were going to do that. We already hearing rumors that Tom is at some point in this new trilogy, is going to get his black suit. We know he gets the black suit in Secret Wars, so he might get it in Secret Wars. So then after that, him having the suit, then they'll probably have Spider-Man 2 where he's in the black suit, and then it'll probably like at the end of that movie, he'll like lose it, and then he'll find the Eddie Brock of the 616, and then they'll probably go from there. He'll probably be in the third Spider-Man or something like that. So yeah. But yeah, Prowler. I've been wanting Kingpin for the longest, man. They can kind of take some type of sensibilities from the Spider-Man animated series, which is crazy that I bring that up because this right here, just talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day, will likely be like a comic book brought to life, which is kind of like around the way where I was kind of going with that. The fact that they are trying to now take more liberties from the comics is kind of funny. We've been saying that for these last few movies that came out, that they're starting to become more comic book accurate. And it looks like Spider-Man is taking notes from that too. So according to Cosmic Circus, Spider-Man Brand New Day will reportedly be like a comic book brought to life. Kevin Feige also mentioned that Dustin will also adapt multiple comic covers in the film. So So yeah, man. How we feeling about that, y'all? Y'all liking the idea of it being more comic book accurate, man, and taking liberties from like famous comic book covers and stuff like that? What you think?
Yeah, it only makes sense. We've been yelling from the rooftops and mountaintops that trust your source material. Just use your source material. It's been around for decades. It's been successful at this point, especially when it comes to your Spider-Man, your Batman, your Superman, like your bigger IPs. Trust your source material. There's a reason why these characters have become so large. It's because of the source material. Everyone had the opportunity to read them, understand them, get to know these characters. Use the source, trust the source. And so for them to finally get to the point where, you know what, I guess we can start trusting and start using it. It makes me happy to finally get to this point. It's kind of like going through all the darkness of just them being creative, and then finally, oh wait, there's a light over there, and that light is the source material that they're finally seeing. So yeah, this is good. This is very, very good. What you got, Big J?
Use the source.
Now look here, nobody want to go to a comic book movie to watch comic book accurate stuff. That's what we've been learning over the years. That's why Fox took them out of them uniform, put them in the black leather because that was what was cool at the time. Y'all got it totally wrong. So we need to go back to Hollywood making decisions based on the IP that they don't understand and putting out product that nobody wants to see. That's what needs to happen.
I agree.
Don't trust the fans. Don't trust the source material.
Don't trust the people buying it.
Yeah, trust your knowledge in the product you've never read and put it out there the best way you can. That's what you need to do to keep doing what you do.
I agree. What you got, BA?
Well, the problem with the comic book source is the fact that it doesn't have any like artistic, proper, movie making magic. It doesn't have any of that. It doesn't have the right production in a comic book strip. It doesn't have the amount of storytelling that you need in order to do that. And that's the problem. And apparently they was going about it that way for the longest time, and it has been absolutely failing. So yes, go back to the source material and you can have a better movie. Let's try that one. Let's see if that works. It seemed to be working for Superman. It seemed to be working for James Gunn. I think that's what he wanted to do. So yeah, why not? So yeah, let's do that better than one or two Easter eggs that we might get. Yes, 100%. I hope they go and continue that. I hope everyone, every movie has multiple type of references back to the comic book source. It's just at the end of the day, just like y'all was saying, if it makes sense, make it make sense. Then just let's you ain't got to recreate the real for this stuff. That's what we want to see. If people that don't know about the comics, they don't know that the stuff is coming anyway. They just watching the movie. And for us, we're waiting for that. There you go. That they did it. That's all we want. That's all we're looking for. We're not asking for too much. So yeah, that's all it takes. It's not hard.
Yeah. I like my wife's reaction when I be like, or whatever to something I seen on the screen. She's like, what happened? But she don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the folks that watch, they don't know. You already know what I'm about to say. I said this a million times. The comic book movies are based off of the comic books. I mean, that's why it's called a comic book movie. You get it from the source. Now, is everything out of the comic book, great for the screen? No, but for the most part, I mean, all the stuff we've been hearing about Spider-Man, or like we just saw with the villains and all that stuff, bro. That's straight from the comic book, bro. Just throw that on the screen, tell a good story. We good to go. All right, that's all I care about. Now, with them being more comic book accurate with Spider-Man, that tells me this is now concrete and confirmed. Fellas, this is going to be grounded as hell. Okay, it's going to the point you really gonna believe a dude is in some kind of a colorful costume flying all over the place. You know what I'm saying? That's how real it's gonna feel, right? So that's why I said, look, I'm cool with it, man, because we have not got a comic book accurate Spider-Man in the MCU yet. And so if you telling me we get a comic book accurate Spider-Man, we're gonna start getting some of these more traditional villains and all that stuff coming up here in the trilogy. Sign me up, take my wallet, leave me alone, Big J. All right, I'm down. So there you go. See what we got next, y'all. This is the last little Spider-Man news right here, y'all. Don't y'all start crying. Toby and Andrew Spider-Man stories reportedly end after Secret Wars. Well, it was fun while it lasted, Big J. You know,
That's not me.
Sony's at it. No, I was gonna say Sony's at it again. You were just saying stop. The suits need to leave it alone. But here we go. You got a good thing going with this new trilogy. You got to bring them back.
Look at BA smiling because he knows somebody got to die. Look at BA smiling.
Hey, you know what? BA, I might have to agree with you on this one. Somebody probably is gonna die, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But what you think on this one though, BA?
I didn't say a word, so that was all y'all conjecture. So to follow along with that, I agree with y'all 100%. Somebody going to die. It might be one. Perfect. We're going to get more than one.
Bits.
So that's great. So long, job well done, service rendered. We appreciate you. Thank you for your service. But Toby, you can go back to being nobody what you were doing because you weren't making no more movies or anything like that. And Andrew, I feel sorry for Andrew, man. You tried. You really tried. It's not your fault that you signed on to this contract with this particular agency that you work with when it comes to Sony. It's not your fault, my guy. We like you. Hopefully we can recast you somewhere in James Gunn universe. But yeah, for here, for Marvel, shout out to you. But yeah, so long. Appreciate you. I hope it's very gruesome. Thank you.
Oh man, that's messed up. What you think, Big J?
Well, I figured he wanted Toby dead of all,
And he just died to sleep, bro. You wild.
No. I'm sure we're gonna see Toby ugly cry as he dying because that's synonymous.
Hey, he got to do the dances first before he do it, though.
Well, no, I mean he could, but what if he get the symbiote first, or, and then dies afterwards, and then that's when it jumps over to Tom Holland. So we can see that. There you go. That's how it happens. He comes in with the symbiote.
In the last one.
Man, why you want to kill everybody? This is not a horror movie.
It would have made that scene way more dramatic if he would have passed away in that last one.
But Aunt May already died.
I'm gonna say Aunt May already died in a gruesome way. Yeah. That man, I still can't get over that death.
Are you trying to kill
more than one? Got to go. Somebody got to die.
What
say, bro, you know what?
Child,
that ain't back one felt enough. You die too. Dang. All right.
Somebody's got to die.
Somebody need to give BA a hug somewhere, man. he want everybody dead.
What you got, cuz?
Eventually it was going to happen. So for them to do it with Secret Wars, hopefully they have a nice creative touch. I don't need it to be gruesome like some folks, but I just want it to be artistic and let it at least be somewhat with the comics when it happens. That's all I got.
I don't want to see them in the movie no more, man. That we done that. I appreciate what they did in the last Spider-Man movie. That was great. We got huge buzz, all that stuff, man. Everybody was standing and cheering. That's great, bro. We don't have to see this again. Now they're talking about after Secret Wars, which is crazy because after Secret Wars, they're supposed to be, starting no reboot and everything. So why are they coming back? Now, if you tell me they're gonna both be in Secret Wars, okay, that's understandable. I can see that. That makes sense. But why are they gonna be coming back after Secret Wars? Sony doing it again. Sony is doing it again. I'm sick of Sony. Somebody at Sony gotta catch these hands, bro. I'm getting tired of it. All right. I need y'all to get a Kevin Feige or somebody over there because y'all been effing up out here, bro. Leave it alone. You don't know what you're doing.
See, I was reading different. I was reading
after Secret Wars.
See, I was thinking they were gonna be dying in Secret Wars, so I was saying they won't be going past Secret Wars.
That would make sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to do it for Secret Wars, okay, cool. Hey, last time I seen them on the screen, it makes sense. Multiverse, blah blah blah. All that makes sense. You talking about after Secret Wars? They're not needed after Secret Wars. You're now establishing Tom Holland as the Spider-Man moving forward with 3 different movies in this trilogy or whatever. So why are you bringing him back? It's done. We good. You know what I'm saying? Like, we good.
See, I think all legacy characters. I think all the legacy characters are gonna be gone. I think all the Fox characters are gonna die.
Gonna be gone. Yes.
Yeah, I think all that's gonna die in Secret Wars. I think between Doomsday and Secret Wars, I think BA is gonna be extremely happy because everybody's dying in the next 2 movies, and then it'll just be the new cast going forward.
That's why I just want to know why they coming back. Like I said, once the Secret Wars is over with, that's it. There's no more. There's no more multiverse. They're gonna have one singular timeline. So
Ian McKellen, all of them, you know.
So
yeah.
I'm thinking let's just rash this out. If it is after, right? If we're playing on the words, not saying that we're purposely doing it, but Big J and Rel, both of y'all put up great points. Like, are they saying like Secret Wars is it? So after the Secret Wars is done, or are they saying, hey, after Secret Wars, we want to have a story of them no longer? So if that's the case, then I guess they're going to Rogue One version of it. So we know the ending. The ending is going to be maybe their world coming to an end, and we're just seeing how they do it. I guess cinematically towards the end coming. They can have both movies. They can have both joints of them on the thing. So they're going back and forth, two different worlds, or they might merge together and form their own world. But the end will always be the same. Their worlds are going to cease to exist because of what's happening elsewhere. So they can have it. We can see the outcome. We can see what's going on. We can see that worlds come to an end in Secret Wars and in Doomsday, and then they manage the things, and then now we got one world moving forward. But it could be way more storytelling on how that happens. You know, say we got Alderaan, and we literally the last moments of Alderaan before boom, right? They're no longer on the grid no more, right? So maybe that's the way they're going about it. I'm just trying to play advocate at this point.
What planet was that? I never heard that planet before. I never seen it.
He said Tatooine.
Oh, Tatooine. Gotcha. Alderaan. I didn't know if that exists. No. But yeah, no. Like he said, man. Yeah, he could be right on both fronts. We don't know, but if it is like, you know, if they're gonna be in Secret Wars, or after Secret Wars are done, we know what happened, then I'm cool with that. But if they're saying like after Secret Wars, then we're gonna let you know what their story is and what they did, I don't want that. We don't have to hash that anymore, man. I think we moved past that. I think folks are ready to give Tom Holland a chance to let's see if he can actually be on a level of these two guys when it comes to being Spider-Man. We haven't truly seen that yet because he has somebody else holding his hands in all the movies. So now with this new Spider-Man coming out, we feel like that's our opportunity for them to finally give him his due. So now we can finally grade him on his own merit or whatever, right? So I agree with you. It depends on, I guess it's kind of a play on words, depending on what they mean by the after or whatever. So, but yeah, let's see. We got speaking of Doomsday. Says two big actors got into a fight on the set of Avengers Doomsday. Somebody says it was catching hands out here. Check this out, y'all. Says according to John Roca, he used to work with John Campea on Collider back in the day. I don't know if you remember him. Two big actors reportedly got into a fight in the set of Avengers Doomsday. One actor made an offensive comment to another that crossed the line, quote unquote, causing a confrontation during filming. Marvel Studios has to alter and rewrite the scenes between the two characters. This is where y'all come in, fellas. Y'all gotta let me know who y'all think it is. Who you think it be, Big J?
Well, we know one of them is Robert Downey Jr.
That's what I was thinking too.
For a while. No, because I don't know if you heard that report, but they said that Robert Downey Jr. initially, because like we know going back to Iron Man, he hated wearing the suit. And he made them do the CG for the suit the entire time after the first movie. And so they said that he wasn't wearing the Doom suit. He had somebody else on stage doing the armor and doing the
he was doing the voice.
He was just standing on the side talking. And then he started criticizing their physical performance, and he was like, "Nah, I'm just going to have to do it myself." Which I'm like, that makes sense. Like, why are you making $100 million to just read lines off to the side? That don't even make sense anyway. You need for $100 million for two movies, you could put a suit on. You could put the armor on. No.
Sleep in the suit, sir. I need to wear that thing every day until this movie come out. But go ahead.
Yeah. I'd go to the grocery store in the suit. I don't know what's wrong with that man, but he was. So they said that he wanted to scrap the last 3 weeks worth of shooting and reshoot 3 weeks worth of already filmed stuff because he wanted to go in and redo everything with him physically doing the
suit. Yeah.
And so they said people getting frustrated because they said basically that he has 100% creative control over Doom, and even more so than the Russos. And so then, because people were trying to say it was Pedro Pascal, but because they said it was not one of the Marvel actors, but I think they said it's probably one of the
One of the
Fox
stunt
actors.
people.
Well, no,
Oh,
I think
Fox.
no, I think they said it's one of the Fox actors, one of the Fox X-Men people. Was like, nah, dude, you know, basically you being ridiculous because it says another big actor, but not one that had been doing Marvel before. And so I think it was one of the Fox people who was like, dude, you need to chill out. You being ridiculous. And they got into it because, yeah, he was being a diva. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. What you think, cuz?
I was thinking it was Robert as well, and then I'm thinking it was I didn't know it was a non-Marvel character because at first I was thinking it's Anthony Mackie, and the offensive comment was "You ain't no Captain America," and then they just started throwing hands at that point. But I would think since it was a non-Marvel one, what's his name that plays Charles Xavier would probably be either Charles or the Magneto. It'd probably be between those two. I think will be if it's a Fox.
Some of the 80-year-olds.
Yeah.
No, the younger guys.
Wait, no, they're not in there.
Michael Clark. They're not.
They weren't announced.
Did they get a cheer?
Wait, so an 80-year-old can't say nothing?
Well, it wouldn't be
that's that's ages.
Hey.
I'm talking about throwing hands, man. See, I don't think they actually threw hands. I think they insulted each other. I don't think it was.
You didn't see Picard. Don't do that, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Picard got the
well, stop trying to make me sound ages. I'm just saying, I don't see Ian McKellen slapping RDJ or anything. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll go ahead and you said.
No, but it's a tough one to try to figure out the second character that might have done it. But I definitely believe it's Robert as well. That's part of it.
What you got, BA?
Yeah, I think everybody on the same accord when it comes to Robert. It got to be Robert. It got to be circled around Robert. But it's the other person. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. It could be anybody at this point. Like they're just tired. Like they could be tired of like imagine if like Nightcrawler or someone along those lines where they got to spend hours pregame before the movie starts putting makeup on and all that stuff, and to see you just kind of doing what you need to do. But at the same time, when you reach out to Robert and he was the one that was chilling, y'all came to me. These are my rules. Y'all knew how I was when I was wrapping all this up. Like I couldn't stand this stuff. So, like I guess everybody had to tell the person that was getting frustrated, like, yo, this is what we signed up for. You the one that got to fall in line, not him. So it is what it is. This is what they brought him over for. It sucks, but that's what it is. If the man don't like it, but y'all still came to me anyway, and these are my terms. Do you agree to my terms? Yes, right. We agree to your terms. Bet. Let's rock out. Everyone else got to fall in line.
You sleep with the devil. This type of stuff happens in a sense. I'm not saying he the devil, but in a sense, right? Like you said, they paid up damn near upwards of $200 million for this dude. It's, bruh, look, this also too kind of tells me this is a lot. I told y'all before we were talking about the how much they're gonna make opening weekend and all that stuff. It's a lot of pressure on this movie. I heard a lot of people talk about that too. Matter of fact, John Roker brought that up on the. I heard the interview. Not interview. I heard when he was on the podcast with Christian Harloff, and they brought this up. He talked about this, and he was saying they were talking about it's a lot of pressure for this movie to succeed, and we already know that the way that the MCU right now is. Like the movies are good. We already know about the Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts and all that stuff are good, but they're talking about as far as financially, they're not making the same money that they were making before the pandemic or whatever, right? So they got a lot riding on this movie. We're hearing all of the reshoots. We're hearing all of the not finished scripts. Now we're hearing about people fighting behind the scenes. We already knew about Robert Downey Jr. having full creative control of Doom. We talked about that a year ago or whatever, right? When they were putting all this together. So I mean, I don't even know, y'all. I'm hoping this movie is good. This could be a make or break for Marvel right here. If you're not successful with your Avenger movies, which are your most successful products within your the studio, then it's not gonna bode well for the MCU moving forward. So As far as who I think that he could have been fighting, maybe like a James Marston or somebody like that. I'm trying to think who all had a chair. I don't know. They might have had like a shouting match going back and forth if it was somebody like Ian McKellen or Patrick Stewart, somebody like that. But like as far as they talking about, they had physical altercation. Big J, is what you heard?
I've heard no. I think it was just shouting, and then basically they separated them, and they said that at first it was like, well, if we got to film both of y'all, if we won't film you two on the scene together, like we'll shoot you and then we'll shoot you, and then they said that finally the two talked and calmed it down, and so they say everybody's good again. But
so it might be what Cuz said. Then it might be one of the older guys, maybe, because I can see them being kind of like Patrick Stewart and them, not like they're not down with the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like they're not with the nonsense. So if you in there, like you said, you in there yelling at the stunt guy and all that stuff, and I want to do 3 weeks reshoots. Now that's not even including the reshoot that Marvel already does already. You talking about that dude want to do 3 weeks reshoots on like for his own personal reasons and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I'm with you too, Big J. When I heard that there's a guy who wears the suit for him and he does like he's gonna do the voiceover stuff. I'm like, bro, you making how much and you doing just a voiceover? Bro, this ain't no animated movie. What are we doing? Bro, you don't put that damn suit on to go out there and act. Like or put the what you call that, the motion capture thing or whatever on. Do something like that.
The bubbles.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like put that on. Paying you $100 million. You making more than the movie production or whatever, right? So nah, bro. You better sleep, bathe, everything, eat, walk your dog, whatever in that suit. Like, what we doing? Like, that's crazy to me, man. Like, and this right here kind of is like why you heard those people talking about the fact that they felt like this was like a cash grab, which is what movies are. But the fact that like for you to go back to that well to bring him back, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff, and you going through all this, like, come on, man. We ain't never heard this type of stuff in no Avenger, behind the scenes or whatever, bro. So I don't know, man. I hope they get everything squared away, man. Cause I want this movie to succeed, man. Cause I want both Marvel and DC to be at its peak, man. That's really what I want.
Yeah. I think, but like you said, I think the problem is over the first 3.5 phases, Robert Downey Jr. was the man. Yeah. And so when they've made him $400 million over that period, to the point where I think he's become divified. You know what I mean? Where he wants, like I said, after the first movie, I'm not wearing that no more. You ain't put me in that armor, the Iron Man armor. You signed up for being in a movie called Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? You knew you was wearing a suit the whole time. Now, so then you had to do the mocap. Now you like at first, then he only wanted to wear like the little chest thing, and they were supposed to be keying off that to do all the stuff. And I'm like, dude, come on. So it's like you gotta, as much as you're being paid to be an actor, that's like people talk about professional athletes. You got one job basically. You need to go out there and act, and you taking away half of your performance by I'm gonna sit on the side and just read off this paper while you doing all the work. But like I tell you, that's why I didn't believe.
And then you criticizing the person who worked.
Like, yeah, that's why I didn't believe in him as Doom.
Get your ass in the suit then. Like, what we doing? You Doom, not him.
But I think I also think, like I said, I think there'd be a problem with him bringing the physicality as a diminutive person.
Yeah, they should have cast somebody else, bro. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
There's so many actors out there you could have got to be a menacing person that can act. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
there's folks out there. You could have got somebody, but it is what it is. They wanted to go back to that, and they think, oh, this will be comfortable. And like I said, I think to Marvel they saw it as a cash grab. I think Robert Downey Jr. saw it as a cash grab, and so they went back to do, I think, to me, kind of a stunt casting of we'll bring him back and make him Doom and see where it goes. But you could have put almost anybody else in there, and it would have been good. But hey,
I agree. All right, let's see what this one is here, y'all. It says Dr. Doom is rumored to target the people who caused the incursions in Avengers Doomsday. Oh, BA, you might be on to something. They find out you behind the scenes writing script and stuff, man. What you think about this one, BA?
It only makes sense. So like I say, I was just on the wave of, or the thought process that, we got to keep this as streamlined as possible for the viewer. So we're gonna have to just dumb it down. So how do you do that? Well, I was gonna say like the people are replacing the Infinity Stones of the first saga, I guess. But in a sense, like who are those people? Who could they be? Those people are the same people that could cause incursions, and it's just happened to work out like that. If you want some space or whatever the case may be, so the space stone, who can replace that? Like I said, off top of the head, that could be Kane. Kane can make an appearance. Boom, Doom take care of him. Kane is also the type of person that can encourage incursions. If you go out to Loki, that's the time he can have. He can relevate time. That is the same type of person that can cause incursions himself, because he's the person that's controlling the lifelines of the world in a sense, right? And just keep going. Young Franklin, he can cause incursions because of the power of Cosmin that he has inside of him. So there you go. It's just the people that you can replace with this. Wanda, if Wanda comes back some kind of way, she's the type of person that can cause incursions. She can also replace the Mind Stone in a sense, right? Like these, you can just play with these type of things, but it's going to be very close to that. They're going to stay close to that because they know that type of formula caused them success. They just know that they can't drag it out 10 to 20 movies no more. They can't do that. So they got to reverse it and they got to fast track it. So this is the way they're doing it. So it looks like that's where they're going with it. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch him collect certain things along the way.
What you got, cuz?
Yeah, it only makes sense to do it this way. I want to shout out to BA and to Kevin Feige for BA for picking it up, and Kevin Feige for following through with it by watching our show. So, like I always say, appreciate Kevin for watching us. But yeah, it just makes sense to do it this way.
Rewind that. What did he say again? Rewind that part. Incursions, gotcha.
Exactly. But yeah, it just makes sense to do it this way to bring everyone to one area, to one world, and then to have everything that happens between Doomsday and the Secret Wars. So it just makes sense. So this is I appreciate you watching, Kevin.
What you got, Big J?
I mean, I've heard that, like, because I remember I've heard one of the people he's supposed to be going after. Well, one of the groups is Steve and Peggy, because they said that when Steve went back and reset the timeline by going to join Peggy, that caused an incursion some kind of way. So that could be interesting too. But so, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how they pull it together. I'm curious to see, because, like I said, I think, perhaps y'all should have had me on earlier so he could have listened to my theory earlier for the multiverse, where you could have had the different multiverses, movies set in different universes, and then bring it all together with the multiversal Avengers. But since you brought me in too late, so still, he couldn't steal my ideas, and we could have had a better phase 4 and phase 5. But it is what it is at this point. Maybe we could do previously in the MCU, and then retell all of that in the very beginning of the Doomsday, and then be okay. See, but yeah, I think it'll be. We'll see how it comes out. Hopefully it works.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we didn't hear so many different ideas for this movie. I'm just ready for them to at least show us a trailer, man, so we can get an idea. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause right now we kind of more focused on if they got the scripts done and everybody who all gonna be in it. I think we got Cheer Watch part 2 before we coming up with next week. So we're gonna definitely have to hear about that, see what they talking about with that. But yeah, that's pretty interesting for him to go out. Man, he's gonna have to go out a lot of people. I don't know if y'all saw that video. I think it might have been Screen Crush. I think they had through all the Easter eggs from the previous saga, where the Russo brothers pretty much kind of planted certain things within the saga that could lead to an incursion. Like you said, Big J, one of them being the fact that Steve didn't come back when he's supposed to come back or whatever, right? So that could be an incursion, and then they like a bunch of other stuff that happened in the previous saga that could lead to an incursion. Oh, for one, the people keep forgetting too. So Wolverine stayed in Deadpool's universe. That's not their Wolverine. That's another incursion right there. Monica Rambeau, she's over there with the X-Men right now. That's another incursion. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have all these different links that can link up to it being an incursion in the movie. So you're gonna probably be going after a lot of people, bro. Not a lot of y'all. Speaking of incursions, let's see what this talking about here. Hopefully this is the one. Let me see if this is the one. Yep, this is it. Y'all's favorite show of all time. I know y'all was like, please have a season 2. Scroll Story is rumored to continue in the MCU next saga. Cuz, what you think about this one, man? I know you like, yo, please let it be in Secret Wars Part 2. I mean, Secret Invasion Part 2.
I just hope they get better at the storytelling. If with them starting to go more into the comics, hopefully that will clean up a lot. Especially, and then also going into Secret Wars as well should help with the storyline as well. So that's just a combination of using the comics and then with the Secret Wars as well. Should help clean up a lot of the Skrulls issue or the Skrull storyline issue, and give us a much better outlook when it comes to it, instead of just these characters are there and never talk about them again. Especially when you have this one very powerful Skrull, and you're not going to talk about him ever again. So it just makes sense to continue the stories and use comics and the Secret Wars to clean it up as well.
What do you think, Big J?
I mean, like, we need to get better writers on it. But I mean, like, there were certain aspects I did like Olivia Colman's character. You know, the British counterpart to Samuel L. Jackson, because she was actually good in the show. I actually like watching her go around like killing people, and BA I'm sure would appreciate that because she was killing people left and right in that show and torturing people and all that. So I think she was cool, you know. But like I said, the problem is that you can't bring Amelia Clark back as Gaia, because she is the Infinity Stone, basically. She could do everything. So you can't have that kind of character run around, because it's like Superman, like I said, unless you figure out a way to nerf him, they can come in and solve every problem, because she can fight, she can do magic, she can do everything, you know, according to the thing. She had to throw in sling rings and turn into the Hulk and Drax and everybody else at the same time. I mean, you know, look, they got to fix that part. But other than that, I think it could be okay if you figure out a way to make the story make sense.
What you think, BA?
You know, I'm just sitting over here just thinking, listening to y'all, and y'all are trying very hard to kind of keep this thing rolling, and I appreciate y'all efforts, man. It really puts a smile on my face. So listen here, this is what they're gonna do. This is all they gotta do, and it's not even radical, but this is just what it is. You kill off Amelia Clark's character. Just kill her off.
How?
Let Doom be the one to do it. You show how strong Doom is. He can collect as much as he want to collect. He can get. I'm not trying to say I want to see God Emperor Doom. Not yet, but it's getting very close. He got to kill off somebody of significant value, because the normal way of beating him, it won't work. You have to come up with something different. So try her out. Let her get destroyed or lose, but she's going to lose her life. So now you eliminate this perfect being that they try to create a Super Skrull out of. Boom, she's gone. You ain't got to worry about her no more. And you just keep it moving with the regular Skrulls. And now you can have that little storyline, and you can flush that out a little bit. But get rid of the person that's going to cause writing issues as you go forward. Oh, whoa, just bring her over. Look, bring over the killer, the mother of dragons. All that. Just keep bringing her, kill her off, so you won't have to worry about it. That's all. Listen, this is where we're going with it. This is Doomsday. This is Secret Wars, and at the end of the day, somebody gotta die. Let it be her. Let it be her. Makes it easy.
Yeah, we'll make it easy. I ain't gonna lie to you. What you got, BJ, though?
The problem is there's only 175 people saw that show, so nobody gonna know who Guy is. If he walk in and kill her, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, he killed that girl from House of Dragons. Who is she again? Because nobody watched Secret Invasion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just confused. So I mean, shoot, even if he killed Jonathan Major, I mean, there'd be more people that would realize, oh, that was Kang, because they watched Loki or they watched Quantum Mania. But killing Amelia Clark wouldn't do nothing, because nobody knows who that is except for the people stupid enough to watch that whole show to the end.
Okay, all right. So
I'm talking about me too. So
understood. Just to reply real quickly. You can set up a scene where Doom gets close to wherever she's at with her people, whatever. and Doom has his Doom bots or his team because he has a team, right? They clearly say he has his own team. His team, she wipes them out. That shows her power side. That shows how dominant she could be, right? She's the Captain Marvel of Infinity the end game. Like, okay, cool. That's dangerous. She looks like she can do something. And then Doom comes and says, okay, it's my turn now. And it does his thing. There you go. We didn't really know who Captain Marvel was like that in Endgame. But when we saw all the attention go to her, like, oh, she's serious, so on and so forth. So it don't take much to show someone's power levels, especially when you're trying to get rid of them.
Oh, didn't Captain Marvel make over $1 billion? So you say nobody knew who that was? That movie did gross over $1 billion at the box office.
It grossed $1 billion, but it was the same people watching it over and over again.
So somebody saw it 1 million times.
I was about to say. So what you want you want Doom to do what he did to Thanos in the comic where he stuck his hand and it ripped his spine out. It ripped his spine out.
You gotta have something close to that in here. And you're right, he did. He just pretty much punched him and then it took his spine out. You gotta have something like that in this movie, or else it's like, what are you doing it for? You cannot have a repeat of what happened to Ant-Man and Kang. You cannot have that. So whatever you got to do to avoid that, that's what you do.
What about this?
A question though?
Okay.
I'm gonna ask I know we keep bringing up God Emperor Doom. Are we gonna have Beyonders in this movie?
No.
Yeah, everybody heard? No. So how you gonna get his powers?
See, that was the thing because they were saying that they were gonna make Kang was supposed to get the power to Beyonder. He was gonna be the version of that, and then that would be but that's been scrapped. What about this? Okay, to fix that issue, what about? And I was gonna say that it could fix once again 2 failed franchises. What if Doom comes out and kills the Eternals and takes all their powers?
So I saw something earlier. They said the Eternals not gonna be in the movies.
I understand, but that's a good way to make, because people keep asking the question, well, what? Because we had to explain why Tiamat's sticking out the ocean and all this stuff. So they apparently happened, but I'm saying we haven't seen them since, and that could be the quickest way to do it. Have him come in and kill all of the Eternals and take their powers, and that could explain a level up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why they won't just. Well, supposedly they're saying it's Bob Iger decision. He don't want the Eternals in there or whatever. I don't know why you won't just. We're not saying get in the movie. We're just saying like have them in there so that way it could tie some certain sort of loose ends or whatever, right? Because I keep bringing the fact that nobody talked about Arishem. Like we still don't know about that yet. Now that I don't know if y'all heard, it's supposed to be doing this rumor that they might be doing a Judgment, Avengers Judgment storyline coming up. So I'm guessing they're gonna probably touch on the fact that Arishem was talking about judging the planet and all that stuff. But I'm like, damn, that was how long ago now? Forever. He ain't been back yet. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. They got, like I said, they got a lot of loose ends they got to tie, man. So, but no. So with this, the only thing that made me mad when they said the Scroll story rumor to continue, this would have been the perfect time to do Secret Wars. I mean, Secret Invasion. That would have been the perfect time to do it. Instead of doing it on the show, you should have did it in the movies. Had certain things happen, like I said, Rhodey getting kidnapped. You could have found a way to kind of hint at that in the movies or whatever, other characters, Captain America, whatever. You could have found different ways to hint at that in the movies, and then they could have did a Secret Wars movie instead of doing it the way they did with the show, because that's one of the greatest storylines in Marvel history, and they just threw it away like it was nothing, bro, in that damn TV show that was trash. So I don't know, man. I don't know what, because now that Gaia's out there, are we gonna even get the Super Skrull? The Super Skrull I'm talking about, not I know she's a Super Skrull. We're talking about the Super Skrull.
You talking about the one that was married to Fury? That Super Skrull?
Bruh. Super Skrull that fought the Fantastic Four back in the day. We're not getting that one up.
No.
Well, yes, because that's why they're bringing them back, because you have Fantastic Four. They got to fight someone. If Doom is going to take a step back and the Fantastic Four stays intact, then they got to fight somebody. So I can see them bringing back a Super Skrull-esque character, just not Gaia. Like I said, she can go, but
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
it's skin.
They're supposed to
I
be
was gonna say,
fighting
but
Nihilus, I heard. I thought that was gonna be the next thing.
yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah, I heard Nihilus too. But but to go back to the Super Scroll thing, like I thought they got rid of all the bad scrolls once they killed old boy off and stuff, and they
It don't
freed those
take much.
people.
It don't take much.
Yes, man. Yeah, they definitely got great.
Somebody got hated on. Somebody did something wrong, and somebody killed somebody because of fear or something. And now this what happened. It don't take much.
Or they got like because remember they just do have that Scroll Kingdom still out there. It was on the Marvels. So maybe the king died. He feels his son take over or something. He's a new king. He feels some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we gotta exhort our dominance on the universe. So we're gonna start creating these super scrolls, and they create that one scroll, and he, all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I just want them, like, the scrolls are an interesting group of characters, man, in the comics. So like I said, Secret Invasions is like one of the greatest comic book stories of all time, man. If y'all have not read that, y'all got to read that one. It's crazy.
See, Guy is gonna let somebody real close to her. It's probably a love interest, and then next thing you know, she might get stabbed or something like that. I'm just throwing things out there, and then she dies that way. So you ain't really got to have that confrontation that I was talking about earlier, and you can still get rid of her. It's very poetic. I wonder if I ever seen that before, but I can see it working. It can work.
Or excuse me, it might just make it seem like she didn't even exist.
But do you just spend all night just thinking of ways to kill people?
Sitting there, write it down.
He said that thinking, okay,
I'm keeping
a secret lover comes up.
It's not a secret that she can be like, yo, I'm top dog, and somebody else is also could be top as well. And next thing you know, she get clapped like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's multiple ways. I'm surprised if I even seen it before. I don't know, but yeah, I can see her dying that way.
I ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead, BJ. Go ahead, BJ.
No, I know they do, because they got to bring the scrolls back in some form? Because didn't that how we get Hulkling? Isn't he a scroll?
Are we getting Hulkling?
Isn't he supposed to be part of the Young Avengers, Champions, whatever that thing is that they supposed to been doing for the last 20 years? Not the kids in their 30s.
So
yeah, I heard they're gonna pivot away from Young Avengers and just do something else.
What they're gonna call it, the Champions? They said that's
the Champions. Yeah,
it's gonna be the Champions. Because Haley Steinfeld is 30 years old and married now, and most of the other folks that's supposed to be Young Avengers is old.
Yeah, I don't see that, bro. But I'm gonna say instead of Hulkling, they're probably just substituting with remember Scars out there. Remember Hulk's son, his real son.
Yeah,
baby Hulk.
Get Club in there.
Oh man, Club bad guy though.
I know.
They'll make him as a villain in the next movie that the Hulk will be part of as a Hulk story. You know how they do.
Yeah.
But I was about to ask. So, last question: do y'all think that she's gonna be in either one of the Avenger movies?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna say
y'all say yes. I'll be mad if the Eternal's not gonna be in there. Why God's green earth would she be in there?
I was gonna say though that I could see where Scar could be mad because of that haircut. That he could be on Rampage and get whoever cut his hair back.
World War Hulk Jr.
Dude, if you saw what his hairline was,
yeah,
that fade was all messed up.
I was like, man,
his hair started back.
They got to get everything right, man. They got to get all this stuff right, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all we got, y'all. Different, but let's go ahead and show some love to Playback.
Thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show.
Yes, sir. We only had one question to comment here from this guy here. I don't know who this person is. King of Glow Sun Production. He says, fellas with the salutes. And that's pretty much all we got today, y'all. Yeah. Listen, man, we definitely appreciate everybody geeking out with your boys for another episode. If you guys are new to the channel and to geek content, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Join us here every Tuesday evening, Saturday morning as we get our geek on. Also, too, everybody hit them likes for us today, man. We definitely would appreciate that. That helps us out tremendously. And also follow us on our other channel, Cause We Geek Clips. We post all the condensed versions of the show over there on that channel. So we definitely can use your help to grow that channel also. But yeah, man, listen. With all that being said, man, it is your boy Rel. Got my cuz Will. Got BA in the building and Big J out here in these streets with PeaceMaker in the back. Listen, we'll be back here on Tuesday, guys. So do us a favor, stay geeked. And we out.